Yes, just do it. Just do it, and the rest will follow. Vision, intention, having clarity in that, and knowing that everything else will come into place. Also, the biggest thing I've learned is connection equals currency. Not waiting to, or not doing it all by myself. So not being afraid to ask for support and just going for it.
So, welcome everyone. Welcome back to The Real Sexy, a self-love journey. I have today the beautiful Miss Noel, and I absolutely love her, and I can't wait for you to get to know her. And so, Noel, why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself and what it is that you're currently doing?
Okay, I am Noel Williams. I am the owner of Noel Williams Photography. So I am currently a photographer, self-employed. I photograph weddings, portraits, any kind of emotional moments, milestones. I believe in photography from the heart for the home, so dedicated to documenting personal histories. Yeah.
That's beautiful. So I had the pleasure working with you in the past, and I've seen a lot of your work, and I'll be sharing some of that with the viewers of some of the stuff that you've done and the kind of portraits you do and all the stuff. But what's one of the things that you look for when you go and you photograph someone?
Yes. Authenticity. That is the biggest thing I look for. The moments in between the pose moments, candid laughter, love, intimacy, kindness. I love the quiet moments. I love when people aren't aware that I'm photographing them, and just that joy and connection is what I'm ultimately looking for in a wedding. That's why there's a blend of traditional portraiture, but also candid photojournalistic style.
And I think that's my favorite kind, just because you capture that moment. And it's something that lasts forever, because that individual or that couple can definitely look back into it and feel the feelings again. So it's something that like I was saying, I really enjoy from your photography, from what I've seen. And just recently you posted a post, and I absolutely loved it. So I wanted to touch on it. Some of the viewers may be interested in doing photography, or may be interested in pursuing some form of passion, but they may think there's already too many. And I'm not going to succeed because there's already too many out there, and there's all this stuff. And you said something very powerfully in your post, and I was wondering if you could share it with the viewers.
Are you talking about the perspective?
Yes.
Yes, I constantly get asked, am I worried about my career because of the explosion of iPhone cameras and the digital age? There's so many cameras out there, and it's so accessible. But I actually think it is a blessing that digital photography and iPhones are available, because everyone has such a unique perspective. So you can have like 100 people at the same event, but everyone's perspective is going to be different. And I think that's such a beautiful thing, to see each other not as competition, but as friends, right? As colleagues, side by side. And I love that everybody has an ability to share and communicate how they see the world and how they view it, because everybody's perspective is unique and different and beautiful.
That's honestly something very powerful, and I actually loved it once I saw it. And I'm like, this is something that I was fearful of when I chose to start my YouTube channel. I'm like, oh, there's already too many. And then the way that you said it and you put it out there, so I don't know what's the word, but it just really resonated with me. And I hope that resonates with you also. If there's a passion that you want to pursue, but for whatever reasons, you may be thinking there's already too many. Well, here's an example of someone who's succeeding so well. And you just recently did a nice photo shoot, right, with a celebrity?
Yes. Robin Thicke's baby shower. So that was, that was really fun.
So how did that come about? And then were there any, personal lessons that you learned or anything along those lines?
Personal lessons. Yeah, just, well, one quote I love, Ben Harper's, in one of his songs, it says, be kind to a stranger because you'll never know. It just might be an angel knocking at your door.
Yeah.
And so I often think about that. You never know who you know that will open a door for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so just to be consistent in kindness to everybody. So it was a connection actually through our leadership program.
Okay.
She was able to provide me with this opportunity. So lessons is always be kind, always show up in excellence and professional, and just have fun. Like honestly, like that was just a really fun party, and it was an honor to be a part of that.
Oh, thank you again. That definitely resonates with me right now. Because in all these things that I'm doing and currently stepping into, sometimes I forget to have fun with it. Because of the pressure, because you want it to come out nice or whatever it may be. But sometimes you forget, you get to have fun in this. Like, if it wasn't fun, then why are you doing it, kind of thing. So I really like that you touched on that. Is there anything else that you would like to tell the viewers?
Let's see, what else would I like to say? In terms of just going back to the idea of, why do it? There's so many people doing it. I used to look at the world thinking, oh, like everybody's a potential client, which essentially everyone is a potential client, but the right people will come to you. So even though we say we were both photographers, you're going to source different clients and I'm going to source different clients. So there really is room for everybody. There is no competition. There's only competition when I am coming from scarcity. And so if I go out in the world knowing that there's abundance, there's enough for everybody, it really takes away that fear of there's already somebody doing it, and why should I be doing it?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Is there anything that you would like to tell someone who may be thinking about starting or pursuing a passion?
Yes, just do it. Just do it, and the rest will follow. Vision, intention, having clarity in that, and knowing that everything else will come into place. Also, the biggest thing I've learned is connection equals currency. So not waiting or not doing it all by myself. So not being afraid to ask for support and just going for it. I love the quote, if all you can do is crawl, then crawl. And letting go of any perfectionist conversations and just getting out there. And just knowing that it's evolving and just to be you.
Thank you. Like I was saying, a lot of what you're saying definitely resonates with me because that's what I'm doing. I mean, right now, choosing to start a YouTube channel, choosing to do all this for such a long time, I did have those scarcity conversations. I was afraid, I wasn't taking action, I wasn't following my passion, and a lot of what you said is a lot of what I've been having to overcome these last couple of weeks as I launched this channel. And I hope that some of what she just mentioned, is something that you can apply into your life, so that way you can take action on those dreams and on those passions. Now, before we go to our very last question, I want to take a moment to acknowledge you for all that you are and your gifts and your talents and the big heart that you hold. Every time I see you, you are powerful, you are driven, and you make your presence known in such a loving way. So I want to acknowledge you for that, and thank you so much for coming out. But before we go, my final question is, if you could go back in time to a point in time where you could have really used a hug or some words of wisdom, a point in your life where it was really dark, and you could go and tell yourself something, what would you tell yourself?
What would I tell myself? Everything is perfectly meant to be the way it is. I would say in my darkest moments I was living in distrust, and just to trust that everything is happening for a reason, everything, like there's lessons to be learned, and that everything is okay. So thank you again for stopping by and for sharing with us all the insights that you've had along your journey, along your way. And thank you for tuning in and watching. Yeah.
And we have another surprise. We're actually going to be doing a second video, and you get to kind of see a behind the scenes of what she does in her craft. So stay tuned, subscribe so you can see the next video. Until next time, bye.
Bye, thank you.
One more time.
Okay, what was I saying?
That
Oh, yeah.
everything's perfectly imperfect.
Yeah, everything is perfectly imperfect and perfectly where it needs to be. Everything happens for a reason. Lessons are learned in every moment, every day, even in the darkest moments. They're there to teach me something, and taking the time to really to journal, to write, to think about what lessons am I learning from this.
Always find the light in the darkness.
Yes, absolutely. Always find there's always light in the darkness. There's always a lesson learned. I love the quote, stars cannot shine without darkness.
Me too.
I think about that, yes. I think about that constantly. Yeah, absolutely.